So today I got done with work and had dinner, went into the bathtub with Hayden, and then put him to bed. He did his a workbook. No, it's like a little trial workbook from I don't know, it's Benesse, or maybe I forget what the company that is putting out stuff with Shimajiro and stuff like that. But they're trying to sell uh, study books for children or something like that. Well, it's a little on the pricey side, and I don't think we'll ever have a chance to sign up for anything like that. But I mean, those studying programs look like a good way to learn things. Anyway, he's not even in school yet, and he was already doing a pretty good job of tracing the hiragana on the workbook there, and answering all of the questions and everything. How many diamonds did the mice have, or all stuff like that, and putting the stickers in the right place. It was pretty fun. And then right after that, so got to sleep at around 8:50, which is about 50 minutes past his bedtime, but I guess it was worth it because he was waiting all day for me to come home, and he was able to do the workbook with me, and so that was fun. And if he goes to sleep at that time, I'm usually at a coin toss whether I want to go exercise or not. And I've already gotten a considerable amount of exercise today, tallying up to about 3,000 calories, I'm guessing. But I'm going to go one lap around American Street. I need to stop by at the ATM and pick up some things at Yauco before 10 o'clock. And so I need to make it around this lap before then, which means there's a pretty good likelihood that at some point I might switch from walking to running, or if I'm not feeling as well by then as I am now, I might end up turning back a little early, or even if I end up getting called home early or something like that, I'll probably have to take a shortcut through the desert. But the way things are looking, I might end up running part of the way, or jogging or whatever. Right now I'm walking at a pretty good pace. Probably end up with total calorie expenditure from exercise at like 3,400 to 3,600, depending on how much running I do. But and with since I ate about 3,000 calories today, that'll get me at, I'm guessing, depending on if I count NEAT and digestion, or if I don't, somewhere between 2,000 and a 3,000 calorie deficit, which is good because although I overate on the weekend, I was able to get a good deficit yesterday, and if I keep a good deficit today, I'm in line for, instead of staying at maintenance, I'll go a little bit towards losing weight again. And if I can get a deficit tomorrow and the next day, and so on, I'll be on track. And if I stay on maintenance, at least I won't be gaining any weight. As I add hours to my working schedule next year, I'll definitely be much easier to lose weight. But I kind of want to be in shape before then, even though having the opportunity down the road is okay. Getting things done now would be better, because I want to get done with exercising at night so I can use that time to work on my book, if possible, or my books, that is, since it's a series. But if I can get done, or even if I don't end up with that much time, I can still use the time for some calisthenics or something, instead of just trying to do cardio all day with my extra time. And so either free up more time for calisthenics or free up more time for more working on my book, or both, depending on how I'm able to work with my time. Either way sounds fun. Obviously, using time for things like games and stuff like that is also interesting, but I don't know how much I'm going to end up doing that. I don't know, I haven't had quite as much of a drive for gaming as I used to. Although I did play some games while I was waiting for Hayden to sleep. And sometimes I was even playing a little bit of Dragon Quest Walk while I was walking here. But I'm not even that inclined to do that. I started off the first 2 or 3 weeks of playing. It was pretty addictive. But then after playing for a few weeks, it's just more steps to walking, and it's easier to just go walking than to bust out a walking game. Although you feel rewarded for walking, because if you walk this far, you can get this adventure item, or fight these monsters, or whatever, get this quest done, or that's all that kind of cool stuff from walking. It seems like a strange distraction that makes it sometimes even makes me slow down a little bit with my pace, and gets in the way. So I don't know, I might not even end up playing that very much down the road. I'm logging in to get a couple things, and then I just usually end up putting it away. It's kind of the same with Monster Hunter now, and I don't know. Anyway, on the Switch, the family's got a few games that we can play together, but I don't think it's going to eat up as much time as it used to. So yeah, using time for productive things like exercise, or working on illustrating or writing or editing or something for my book seems like a better idea. I was doing pretty well coming up with a cover last time. But that was on Mizuki's computer, and I don't know if I'm going to keep working on the same cover, or if I'm going to start over, try and come up with a different design. Yeah, because I don't know, it was like a big snake's face, I think. I had a couple different designs actually. I don't remember which one I was working with. If I had the snake sting, or if I was having 3 transformations, or what it was that I was using for the cover of the second book. But it's been a while since I even worked on it, and I don't even know how long it's going to be before I get a chance to work on it again. But I'm still having trouble coming up with something that I seem really happy about for the cover of the second book. The first one, I think, was kind of a no-brainer, because the adventure kind of started out in the forest, so having the 2 main characters walking through a forest was pretty fun. It seemed like it matched up with the story pretty well, and so it was pretty easy to just make a forest scene. But in the second book, there are I'm trying to remember if there's this, let's see, 1, 2, more or less 3, maybe 4 main areas that are traveled through in the storyline, and I don't know which. I guess there's obviously more than one area in the first book as well, but I don't know which one I want to be the main focus of the second book's cover or whatever. There are a couple that seem pretty cool, but I don't know. Still very hard to be decided on that. Oh yeah, there were definitely 4 areas at least in the second book that I needed to be thinking about. It's kind of obvious from the illustrations I put up on Instagram, but there's Anura, the Frogman town, and then there's the Frostpeak Mountains. Before that, I'm gonna have to go and look back. I forgot what I named the town with the Coliseum. There's the Coliseum town, and then I don't remember what I named the Waterfall City. I might have even just put a placeholder name for it or something. I don't know. I'll have to go look at that. Those are names that I wrote down in my first draft of the book, and I don't know if I need to go back and change them. But one of those 4 main areas might be the focus of the cover art, or I might do some mishmash of those. I think originally, a long time ago, when I was envisioning cover art, I had the idea of having an eye or maybe a cave or something on the front, because I don't know, the Frog City was partially underwater and there were water caves and stuff, and that seemed like a pretty cool idea. But I don't know how well it would do for a cover. Using like a snowy mountain or like a cityscape or something from the Gladiator Town, or something from the Waterfall City would also be pretty cool. I don't know, waterfalls, they make nice cover art. Maybe I'll have to think about it. Anyway, if anyone paying attention to this wants to go look at my Instagram and check out the art, and then give a comment on what kind of cover art they think would go well with the second book. That's the next thing I'm going to be working on when I go back to working on the book sometime down the road. Anyway, this video is getting a little long, and it's going to take a while to upload if I don't cut it off here. So yeah, like, subscribe, comment, share, you know what, all that jazz, and I'll update next time I get a good chance to walk.